The Highway and Buildings Committee will come to order on this Thursday, November 14th, 2019. Call the roll call.
Mr. Washington?
Present.
Mr. Kinzinger?
Present.
Mr. Hess?
Present.
Mr. Tholen? Ms. Polk? Mr. Snipes? Ms. Peters?
Present.
Mr. Zenz? Ms. Haas?
Present.
Mr. Carrico? Mr. Eckhoff?
Present.
Mr. Featherling?
Present.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Dennell? Mr. Long?
Present.
Mr. Wheeler?
Present.
Mr. Seroy?
Present.
We have a quorum.
I see there's no public comment. Is there any public comment? We'll call for the approval of the minutes of October 10th, 2019. Motion seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, same sign. Okay, Mark, it's up to you.
All right, good morning. There are no biddings or lettings this morning, but I do have a list of pay estimates here. First one is for our County General Maintenance Supplement 2. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work that was done in the county, and that amount is $28,921.98. Next is for our County General Maintenance Supplement 1 for 2019, and that's payable to Osborne Associates. This is for traffic signs that were received at our shop, and that amount is $1,237.45. Next is for our 2019 County General Maintenance. This is payable to Vulcan Materials. This is for road mix picked up at the quarry with our trucks, and that amount is $4,713.29. Next is Bourbonnais Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance Supplement 1, payable to Grasso Construction Company. This is for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $14,071.35. Next is Essex Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work that was done in the township, and that amount is $3,471.30. Next is Limestone Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance Supplement 1. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work done in the township. That amount is $5,375.11. Next is Mantino Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work done in the township. That amount is $6,108.47. Next is Moments Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $3,494.71. Next is Otto Township for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $9,291.71. Next is Pilot Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $8,405.35. Next is Salina Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $3,427.56. Next is Sumner Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay to Grasso Construction Company for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $4,620.24. Next is Yellowhead Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is a final pay estimate to Grasso Construction Company for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $5,471.10. Next is Bourbonnais Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance payable to Grasso Trucking. This is for crack sealing done in the township, and that amount is $19,981.00. Next is also Bourbonnais Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance. This is also payable to Grasso Trucking. This is for spray patching that was done in the township, and that amount is $19,908.00. Next is Kankakee Road District, Section 17-05-122-00-SS. This is payable to MG2A. This is for design engineering for Ohio Estates. That amount is $1,350.00. Next is Rockville Road District for their 2019 general maintenance. This is payable to Prairie Material Sales for road mix picked up at the quarry with their trucks. That amount is $5,394.43. Next is Norton Road District, section 19-09-137-01-AS. This is a final pay estimate to Toby Construction and Cartage for road work that was done in the township, and that amount is $154,470.30. Next is Auto Road District for their section 19-10-173-01-AS. This is a final pay estimate to Toby's Construction and Cartage for road work that was done in the township, and that amount is $6,308.47. Next is our county section 19-00000-01-GM non-MFT. This is a final pay estimate to Gallagher Asphalt Corporation. This is for the overlay work done on St. George Road from Route 45 to Cardinal Drive, and that amount is $337,857.32. Next is county in 2019 BR. This is to Engineering Resource Associates. This is for bridge inspections that were due in this period. And that amount is $1,610. Next is section 18-00305-00-BR non-MFT. This is payable to Engineering Resource Associates. This is for structure design for a bridge on County Highway 6 west of Bonfield. Next is section 18-00305-00-BR non-MFT, payable to Groff Testing. This is for soil borings on that bridge on County Highway 6 west of Bonfield. Next is Bourbonnais, section 17-02-124-00-BR. This is payable to Groff Testing for soil borings that were done on a bridge over Davis Creek on 3100 North in the township, and that amount is $2,800. Next is Janier Road District for their section 18-04-128-00-BR, payable to Groff Testing for soil borings on a bridge on east of X Line on North Street, and that amount is $2,800. Next is section 17-00116-01-BR non-MFT. This is a final pay estimate to Toby's Construction and Cartage. This is for the bridge on Vandercar Road, and that amount is $4,075.35. And last is Bourbonnais, section 06-02-105-01-BR, final pay to Toby's Construction for their bridge on Larry Power Road, and that amount is $30,651.83.
Motion to approve. Peters. Bones. Go ahead.
Are there 3 invoices to draw?
Yes.
Great, thank you. From
Just a motion, just a regular roll call. Right.
Mr. Washington,
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger,
Aye.
Mr. Hess,
Bones.
Aye.
Ms. Polk,
Aye.
Ms. Peters,
Aye.
Ms. Haas,
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff,
Aye.
Mr. Featherling,
Aye.
Mr. Long,
Yes. Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye.
Motion carries. He wasn't here. He wasn't here to hear him, but.
And Mrs. Polk.
Hmm?
And Mrs. Polk.
He's here.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Snipes.
Okay.
All right, next I have one resolution this morning. The second one, the resolution appropriating funds for the payment of county engineer's salary. I did not receive the letter yet from IDOT, so I'll have to bring that to another meeting. But I do have the resolution and ordinance for the establishment of an altered speed zone on 6000 North, traveling west from 2000 east to the Manteno Township Road District. When the state rebuilt Bourbonnais Parkway, they rebuilt about a half a mile on east of Route 50, and the speed limit in that area was 45 miles an hour. It was unposted after that in the last, I think it was 1,500 feet, 1,556 feet was unposted or not posted. And so it was 55. The township contacted us about doing a study to see if we could get a speed limit down to 45 in that area. It did meet the conditions for 45. So this resolution is to establish that area to be 45 mile per hour speed also.
Any questions? Motion to approve. Second. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, at same sign. Next.
The only other thing I have is under number 8, under other business, if we can modify the agenda to do that.
Motion.
Motion to modify the agenda. Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, same sign.
Thank you. We are looking to buy a tandem dump truck off a state bid or Sourcewell. We have a single axle coming in probably sometime in January or February. This is a tandem that these things take about a year lead time to get. So I'm asking for permission to order a tandem that will probably come in either late in 2020 or early 2021. The amount is about $221,000 to get everything here. So I'm just getting a nod to get permission to order that truck.
Motion to approve. Mr. Snipes. Second, Mrs. Polk. Go ahead.
From your budget, or is this something? that
Yes, this will come from my county highway budget. Yes,
That sounds like a very expensive truck. What's on it?
it's the cost of trucks these days to buy them new. This is off of the state bid, so we don't go off of go out to bid. We just buy it off the state bid because they've done the letting already.
Mr. Snipes.
No, I was just basically saying the reason it was in this particular budget, and also was it off the state bid, and said both of them in the affirmative. So yeah.
Your tandem dump, is that, what's the tonnage on that? Can you put 6 yards in that, or how heavy is it?
It holds about between 10 and 12 ton.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
12.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. Mark, how many tandems would that leave in your fleet? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but those are better to plow with, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they're better for us in the outreach areas because they hold more salt, of course, and
Yeah.
more stone and stuff. But we use single axles kind of in the center of the county.
Right.
But yes, so.
All right.
We need a roll call for that?
Yes.
Roll call vote.
Mr. Washington,
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger,
Aye.
Mr. Hess, Ms. Polk,
Aye.
Mr. Snipes,
Aye.
Ms. Peters,
Aye.
Ms. Haas,
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff,
Aye.
Mr. Featherling,
Aye.
Mr. Long,
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I don't have anything else.
Quick question.
Chairman.
So I know it's a state road. What's the timeline on Baker Creek and 17 on that bridge out there? Do you know when they're planning on having that done?
I have not heard an update on that one recently,
Okay.
but I can make a call and email you.
I'll give them a call. I just didn't know if you knew off the top
No,
of your head.
I do
Okay,
not.
thank you.
I was wondering if all the road work got done.
Hess. Bones.
Thank you, Chairman. Mark, I have two. One was going to be that one, but the resolution for appropriating funds, if you have that, could we bring that directly to the finance meeting at the end of the month? That way it doesn't.
That's what I'm hoping. I mean, we normally have this letter in October, and it's being held up in Springfield somewhere on someone's desk. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the letter because we have to authorize the money before January 1st.
Yeah, if that's available then for the finance, I'd make a motion, we bring that directly to finance
Okay.
at the end of the month,
Make a motion pending the
pending the
availability of it.
receiving of the letter, yes.
Okay. Second. Mr. Kinzinger. Got a roll call too?
No.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, same sign. The ayes have it.
My second is then, he asked about Baker Creek. What about 5,000 over 57? How far behind are they on that?
I'm not sure. We finished our paving, and right after we finished ours, it looked like they had done some earthwork and were paving. The last I heard was they're not gonna put the surface on it until next year, was what I heard. But with all this weather, I don't know how that's affected them, because I don't think they'll open it unless they have guardrail up and bridge rail on and those type of things. But I mean, they'll leave the final earthwork and the final surface. I'm sure they would open it if it was just that stuff left. But yeah, I haven't gotten an update recently.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that's all for you.
That's all for me.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
Wes? Okay, dude.
All right, dude. All right, good morning. First item on the agenda is a facility dude report for the month of October. Craig, since you're new, facility dude is the program that we use for work orders in the system. So everybody, not everybody, but whoever needs to have access has access to it. If something comes up at a particular building, needs to be addressed, they put a work order in, I see it, I assign it. So that's the facility dude report. So you'll see it on the agendas, now you know what it is. So 192 work orders is, it's a busy month. Moving on to our financial report, we spent some money this month, as you can see. First off, I guess we'll look at the year-to-date figures. A couple things that jump out to me as I was looking at this. Under maintenance contracts, you'll see that we're significantly under budget or over budget. However, if you look at 18, we were under budget. So if you multiply the 2 years, that's 195,700, and we're currently at 189,717.85. And I believe that is from, or I'm very confident that is from just the timing on when I paid some of those items. So miscellaneous services, item 56,400. Those are primarily service repairs by outside contractors. We never budget enough. We didn't budget enough last year. We probably didn't budget enough this year, but you can see we did spend a little bit less this year as compared to last year, so that's good. Miscellaneous supplies, we're below budget, significantly below budget on that. Building improvements, items 87,510, we're over budget there, but a significant amount of that was related to some signage out at the public safety building. So any questions on the year-to-date numbers? Okay, if not, we'll move on to the monthly expenses, which you can see totaled 41,609.16. The majority of that was from service contracts. For whatever reason, I guess I had an invoice slip through the cracks from Kone Elevator. We're on a quarterly maintenance agreement with them. And that's about 5,700 per quarter. And for whatever reason, I guess I missed them in the third quarter. So we had to double up and pay the third quarter and the fourth quarter in this month. So that was about just over $11,000 there, and just the getting caught up on the Kone service agreement. Then the other service agreements we had come due were for our generators. That was $52.94, and then Jerome Combs sprinkler inspection out there, which was $14.20. So of the $24,572.24 that was spent, I just detailed $18,283 under the service agreements. In building equipment, we spent $9,183.97. 4,500 of that was for specialty glass out at Jerome Combs. We talked about that, I believe, at last month's meeting, or might have been 2 months ago. That's for the isolation cell glass. When that breaks, it's very expensive. So that was to replace that. Under lawn and auto, we talked about the quick hitch rotary broom that we had to purchase to replace an old one for one of our snow sweepers. That was $23.45. We discussed that at last month's meeting as well. So if there's any questions about the monthly expenses, I'm happy to take them.
No questions? Need a motion to approve that. Mr. Kinzinger and Ms. Peters. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays, same sign. The ayes have it.
All right, we'll move into a building report here at 189. Troubleshooting minor heating issues, obviously with this cold weather that set in much sooner than what we anticipated. I mean, we were ready for it, but I guess we're never really ready for it. Some minor heating issues, bleeding radiators, making sure all the boiler systems at each of the air handlers are working correctly. So we had some minor issues there. They've all been tended to. Finalizing some winter work on the equipment. You fire it up, you think it all works. It worked when you stopped using it last year. It worked for about 5 minutes this year, and then we've had a few issues. Our salt spreader on the John Deere tractor went down at the courthouse, so they were trying to spread it best they could by hand, and there's a lot of sidewalk there. So they took care of that this week. We had a couple minor leaks on, like I said, the boiler system. Those have all been tended to. We came across a minor leak on the roof that's still under warranty, so I reached out to the roofing contractor and the manufacturer of the roof. They're going to send them back out to get that addressed. We also have a roof leak over the maintenance garage. If you've ever been in the maintenance garage, there's an office in the back of it. It's a very, very small roof, but we have a leak there as well. So I've got a contractor looking at that. So that's about it here for 189. Courthouse, we had many elevator issues last month. The elevator will go down, needs to be reset. We had our under maintenance agreement, so we had our vendor come out. They came out a few times, but we've got it fixed. So fingers crossed that we won't have any more issues there. You've heard me talk time and again about issues in jury assembly with heating and cooling, primarily cooling. Had a contractor out, they made some tweaks to the system, and as of right now, we're staying relatively cool. There, you think we should be because it's cold, but that's not the case. When we pack 100 and some people in there, it does heat up regardless of the temperature outside. So, I continue to get more requests for chairs. Our chairs are beat up there. So by the next meeting, I'm going to get some numbers together. If you recall, we approved some chairs for one of the jury assembly areas. We need more. They're in bad shape. We had one break the other day. Heaven forbid the gentleman had not sat in it yet. So that's something we need to take care of. So I'm going to start to get some numbers together for that. If you've been by the courthouse at night, we got some lights out. It's not because we don't have bulbs. It's because we have some wiring issues there that we need to get tended to. It's about 3 of them, one on the southeast side of the courthouse, and then 2 single lights on the east side. Had an air compressor go down over there. The air compressor handles all of our thermostats in the building. That went down. We had a backup. The backup ran as it should. We had somebody out, they repaired it, and we're back up and running. We had an insurance claim. Many of you recall in September, we had a lightning storm that came through late September. We had the compressor on the east roof over there on the 2nd floor went out. We had a contractor come out, looked at it. Their recommendation was it was due to lightning. It wasn't due to just mechanical failure. We're working through with the insurance company right now on their estimate. Estimate came to $18,000 to replace that compressor. To date, they've approved 10 of it. So they're haggling over the final 8. So I'm kind of playing the mediary there, trying to get that taken care of. Annex, not much to report there. We got a 2nd floor drain that's leaking. I got a contractor coming out to address that. Old jail, same thing. Heating system startup, working through, bleeding the radiators, sewer backups. We had some leaks that I had to have a contractor come out and address, affecting the 1st floor office area there where Jasper where Jasper's located. There's shower units above there, there's sinks above him, and there were several pipes that were leaking, and that's not all that normal, out of the ordinary for that building. Jerome Combs, working with that same lightning strike, I'm working with the insurance company on the replacement of our camera system at Jerome Combs and our swipe access system at Jerome Combs. We've got all the estimates submitted. They've gone to the adjuster. The insurance company hired a consultant. I've worked with the consultant. The consultant sent their recommendation back to the insurance company, and now I'm waiting on final approval of upper level management on the claim. The adjuster said he's approved it and sent it on. I was supposed to have an answer on Monday. I still don't. So I called yesterday. They're still waiting. I'll bug them again today. But that's a rather significant expense. Our camera system at the jail is quite large. It was dated. It's not able to be replaced with like kind. So that's pretty sizable expense. So we'll see what happens with that. Second interview today with a potential candidate. As many of you recall, at last month's meeting, you told me to go ahead and do some headhunting and start doing some interviews. I had about 15 applicants. I've interviewed 5 candidates. I've invited 2 back for second interviews, one of which just happens to be today. So hopefully that goes well. LED lights, you recall I've talked about that. That's still ongoing. We're working with a vendor on that. They're working with an energy company to get a funding proposal together for us to find out exactly what this is going to cost us. And I'm still waiting on that. So that concludes my building report.
Okay. Did you cover the agreement on the contract?
No, we're going to do that right now.
Go ahead.
For our ADA improvements at the courthouse, this is something that's been going on for some time. The Attorney General's office inspected the building and our proposed modifications, I believe in June or July. And to date, we have not heard anything from them. So we reached out again 2 weeks ago because our grant was approved, as many of you know. What I didn't know is we've got to be done June 1st or the end of June with everything for that grant. So this needs to get moving quickly. So I reached out again to the AG's office. They promised they would have an answer to us in the short term. But in the meantime, given the grant and the deadline, I would like to engage an architect to start the drawings and start the scope of work and start moving things forward. So with that here, I have a proposal from Bright Architecture in the amount of $10,500 that I would like the chairman to sign. So we can get approval on that. If there's any discussion.
Motion.
Motion.
Second. Mr. Snipes.
Bright Architecture is the courthouse architect. Is that correct?
That's correct.
This roll call vote. I mean a
Roll call.
roll call. Okay.
Mr. Wheeler?
Aye.
I don't know why I did that.
It's okay.
Mr. Washington?
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger?
Aye.
Mr. Hess?
Aye.
Ms. Polk?
Aye.
Mr. Snipes?
Aye.
Ms. Peters?
Aye.
Ms. Haas? Mr. Eckhoff? Mr. Featherling?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Is there any old business? Any new business? Motion to adjourn. Phones.
Yeah, it's Bones' it's Roger's nickname. My back. No. Seems interesting.